Welcome to part 2 of the series, The History of Islam, in which we will discuss the expansion of Islam after the Prophet's death, the Rashidun Caliphate, the rightly guided caliphs, and Islamic expansion. The Prophet Muhammad's passing in 632 CE and nascent Muslim community grappling with a profound question: who would succeed him as leader? This chapter dives into the era of the Rashidun Caliphate, the rightly guided caliphs, the first four successors who steered the Muslim world through a period of unprecedented territorial expansion and consolidation. Picking up the mantle, the selection of the first caliph, with no clear successor designated by the Prophet, the fledgling Muslim community faced a crucial decision. Following extensive deliberations, Abu Bakr, a close companion and confidant of the Prophet, was chosen as the first caliph, meaning successor. His primary task, to preserve the unity of the Ummah and ensure the survival of Islam in a still uncertain environment. Abu Bakr, 632 to 634 CE, confronting internal strife and external threats. Abu Bakr's reign was marked by a series of challenges. False prophets emerged, threatening the unity of the Ummah. Tribes on the Arabian Peninsula who had pledged allegiance to the Prophet during his lifetime revolted. Abu Bakr swiftly crushed these rebellions, solidifying Muslim control over Arabia. He also played a pivotal role in compiling the Quran, ensuring the preservation of the Islamic scripture. Umar ibn al-Khattab, 634 to 644 CE, the architect of Islamic expansion. The second caliph, Umar, was a shrewd leader and a brilliant military strategist. Under his reign, the Islamic sphere of influence expanded dramatically. Muslim armies conquered vast swaths of territory, including Byzantine, Syria, Sasanian Empire, Iraq and Egypt. Umar's reign wasn't just about conquest. He established a centralized administration to govern the expanding empire. He instituted a rudimentary tax system to support the growing Muslim state. He is also credited with founding the city of Kufa in Iraq, which became a major center of Islamic learning. Uthman ibn Affan, 644 to 656 CE, the completion of the Quran. The third caliph, Uthman, oversaw the monumental task of compiling a standardized version of the Quran. Dialects and variations existed in the oral transmission of the revelations. Uthman's compilation, based on the dialect spoken by the Prophet himself, became the definitive version recited by Muslims worldwide. This ensured the Quran's textual unity across the vast and diverse Islamic world. Ali ibn Abi Talib, 656 to 661 CE, a tumultuous reign and a fractured Ummah. Ali, the Prophet's cousin and son-in-law, faced a tumultuous reign. Disputes arose regarding leadership, culminating in a civil war within the Ummah. While a revered figure in Islamic history, Ali's assassination marked the end of the Rashidun Caliphate and ushered in a new era of Islamic rule, the Umayyad dynasty. The Umayyad Caliphate, 661 to 750, an empire takes form. Following the tumultuous conclusion of the Rashidun Caliphate, a new dynasty rose to power, the Umayyads. This chapter delves into the remarkable story of the Umayyads, who transformed the nascent Islamic community into a vast and powerful empire, leaving an indelible mark on Islamic history and world civilization. From merchants to caliphs, the rise of the Umayyads. The Umayyads hailed from the Quraysh tribe in Mecca, the same tribe that initially opposed Prophet Muhammad. Muawiyah, a shrewd and ambitious leader, emerged victorious in the power struggle following the assassination of Caliph Ali. He established the Umayyad dynasty in 661 CE, shifting the capital from Medina to Damascus, a strategic location at the crossroads of trade routes. Building an empire, conquest and consolidation, the Umayyads continued the expansion initiated by the Rashidun Caliphs. Their vast empire stretched from the Iberian Peninsula in the west to the Indus Valley in the east, encompassing North Africa. The conquest of North Africa secured trade routes and opened the path for the eventual conquest of Spain. Central Asia. Muslim armies pushed deep into Central Asia, reaching the borders of China, fostering cultural exchange and trade with the Far East. Beyond conquest, administration and stability. The Umayyads weren't just conquerors. They were skilled administrators. They established a centralized bureaucracy to govern the sprawling empire, incorporating elements from Byzantine and Sasanian administrative models. They developed a sophisticated postal system to facilitate communication across vast distances. This period of relative stability allowed for the flourishing of trade, agriculture, and intellectual pursuits. Umayyad art and architecture, a blend of influences. The Umayyad Caliphate witnessed a flourishing of art and architecture. Early Islamic art drew inspiration from existing regional styles, including Byzantine, Sasanian, and even pre-Islamic Arabian motifs. The iconic Umayyad architectural style is characterized by the use of domes. Grand domes, a signature element of Islamic architecture, gained prominence during the Umayyad period. The Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem, built by Caliph Abd al-Malik, is a magnificent example. Geometric and floral patterns. Umayyad buildings were adorned with intricate geometric and floral patterns, reflecting the emphasis on beauty and symmetry in Islamic art. Mosques as centers of community. Large and elaborate mosques were built during this period, serving not just as places of prayer, but also as centers of learning and social interaction. The Abbasid Revolution and the Golden Age of Islam, a flourishing of knowledge. The Umayyad Caliphate, a vast empire built on conquest and administration, reached its zenith. Yet, beneath the surface, tensions simmered. This chapter explores the rise of the Abbasids, their revolution that toppled the Umayyads, and the subsequent blossoming of the Islamic Golden Age, a period of unparalleled intellectual and cultural flourishing. Seeds of discontent, challenges to Umayyad rule. The seemingly invincible Umayyad Caliphate faced growing criticism. Here's why. Marginalization of non-Arabs. Many Muslims, particularly converts from Persia and Central Asia, felt excluded from positions of power within the Arab-dominated Umayyad administration. Shifting piety. Some Muslims believed the Umayyads had strayed from the Prophet's simple principles, focusing on worldly grandeur rather than religious scholarship. Descent of the Prophet. Descendants of the Prophet Muhammad, al-Bayt, felt they had a rightful claim to leadership. The Abbasid banner, rallying for change. The Abbasids, descendants of the Prophet's uncle Abbas, emerged as the focal point of dissent. They skillfully tapped into the simmering discontent, promising a more inclusive and pious form of Islamic rule. Their black banners, symbolizing mourning for the Prophet's family, became a rallying symbol for those seeking change. The Abbasid Revolution, 750 CE, a turning point in Islamic history. In 750 CE, the Abbasids, supported by a diverse coalition of Muslims, launched a successful revolution. The Umayyads were overthrown, marking a dramatic shift in Islamic leadership. The Abbasids established their capital in Baghdad, a strategically located city on the Tigris River. The dawning of a golden age, a flourishing of knowledge. The Abbasid Caliphate ushered in a period known as the Islamic Golden Age, roughly spanning the 8th to 13th centuries. This era witnessed a remarkable blossoming of intellectual and cultural activity, fueled by several factors. Patronage of scholarship. The Abbasid caliphs actively supported scholars, scientists, and artists, creating an environment conducive to intellectual pursuits. Pioneers in diverse fields, a legacy of Muslim contributions. Muslim scholars made groundbreaking contributions across various disciplines. Science. Scientists like Ibn al-Haytham al-Hazan revolutionized optics, while advancements were made in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Philosophy. Thinkers like Ibn Sina, Avicenna, and al-Farabi grappled with philosophical questions, influencing European thought centuries later. Literature. The Abbasid period saw the flourishing of Arabic literature, with works like 1001 Nights captivating audiences worldwide. The end of an era. Despite its brilliance, the Abbasid Caliphate wasn't immune to challenges. Internal rivalries, political fragmentation, and economic woes weakened the empire. By the 13th century, the Golden Age had waned. Beyond Arabia, the spread of Islam through trade, missions, and conquests. Islam wasn't confined to the sands of Arabia. Over centuries, it spread across vast regions, becoming a major world religion. This chapter dives into the diverse ways Islam journeyed beyond its birthplace, failure of trade, merchants as missionaries. Long before the rise of empires, Islam spread along vibrant trade routes. Muslim merchants, known for their honesty and integrity, carried not just goods, but also their faith. Here's how trade routes played a role. Silk Road, stretching from China to the Mediterranean. This network facilitated cultural exchange. Muslim traders introduced Islam to Central Asia, fostering the growth of Muslim communities. Indian Ocean trade. Arab and Persian merchants established trade links with India, Southeast Asia, and East Africa. Islam took root in these regions through peaceful interactions and intermarriage. Sufi mystics, spreading Islam with love and poetry. Sufism, a mystical branch of Islam emphasizing love and personal connection with the divine, played a crucial role in spreading the faith. Sufi mystics, known as Sufis, traveled widely, establishing communities and engaging in devotional practices. Sufis employed music, poetry, and ecstatic rituals to connect with the divine, attracting converts seeking a more emotional connection to Islam. Interfaith dialogue. Sufis fostered understanding with people of other faiths, emphasizing the commonalities of belief in one God. The power of the sword, military conquests, and conversion. Military conquests by Muslim armies undeniably contributed to the spread of Islam. However, it's important to note that conversion wasn't always forced. Here's a nuanced perspective, offering tolerance. Muslim conquerors often offered conquered peoples religious tolerance and the opportunity to maintain their own traditions, attracting converts who saw Islam as a just and fair system. Jizya and dhimma. Non-Muslims under Muslim rule paid a special tax, jizya, but were granted protection under Islamic law dhimma. This system allowed for peaceful coexistence while encouraging some to convert. The appeal of social mobility. Converting to Islam offered opportunities for social mobility, particularly for those who were previously marginalized within their own societies. Myths and misconceptions. Separating fact from fiction. Myth. Islam spread solely through the sword. Reality, trade, missionary activities, and the appeal of Islamic principles all played significant roles in the religion's expansion. Military conquest was a factor, but not the sole driver. Fact. The diverse ways Islam spread resulted in a rich tapestry of Islamic cultures around the world, each with its unique traditions and practices. A world transformed. The lasting impact of Islam's spread. The spread of Islam wasn't just about religious conversion. It had a profound impact on global history, such as cultural exchange. The Islamic world became a melting pot of cultures, with advancements in art, architecture, and literature influencing societies across continents. Scientific progress. The preservation and translation of Greek and other scientific works by Muslim scholars laid the groundwork for future scientific advancements in Europe. A global ummah. The spread of Islam fostered a sense of a global Muslim community ummah, transcending ethnic and cultural boundaries. Looking ahead, a diverse Muslim world. The story of Islam's spread doesn't end here. The following video will explore the rise of powerful Muslim empires, the diversification of Islamic thought, and the ongoing role of Islam in shaping the 21st century. From the bustling marketplaces of Marrakesh to the majestic minarets of Indonesia, Islam continues to be a vibrant force in the world. This has been part 2 of our mini-series of the history of Islam. Thanks for watching. Yours truly, the History Guy. Until next time.